was Chinese. I remember hearing that nigga.
Oh my God.
That's what he did.
We gotta cut
That's
that
what
out.
the nigga did.
We have to cut that out.
That's what the nigga did. And then
Because that didn't sound, you sounded more like a mosquito than anything else.
That's what the nigga did.
Like-
when I heard that, I felt like that was buck breeding at the highest order.
Literally.
It was buck breeding. That's what it felt like, Kim. That felt like buck breeding.
You can't even carry the child no more yourself. So you're going to take your egg and you're going to take his sperm and then you're going to put it in another human.
Another probably black woman.
Probably. Just so that you can get like a pretty baby that can run fast.
Drake was slick.
I have that in.
Conscious.
He was never conscious. I better find your loving. That was early Drake.
Marvin Room was conscious.
That was not.
Yes, it was.
That was not.
Marvin's Room was conscious.
Cups to that rose.
I watch they show still every
Bitches,
Thursday.
They are fucking dumb.
I like dumb women.
Kris Jenner is the smartest out of the bunch.
I mean, I don't like her that much. I like dumb women, so they my favorite.
Are you calling me fucking dumb?
I didn't say that. But I'm saying with Bridget, if you was supposed to be an owner and the one thing they asked you to do was upload and you talking about you can't even upload
Yeah,
because
that's
of your
bullshit.
Wi-Fi?
That's bullshit. You're
Like-
literally like, what was the reason?
You're not a serious person. Like, for real.
This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it. Woo.
We back here. We back at it.
Yep.
It's been another interesting week.
It's been very eventful.
That's the thing about being a podcaster. Like, one week you're sitting here saying, man, it hasn't been that eventful. We said a lot of seeds were being planted.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wake up the next week and then it's all there.
Yeah.
It's all right in your face. And about it being all right in your face, man, I had an interesting little experience at the gas station this week, man. Oh, man, I just, it made me feel, it made me feel for a lot of these brothers out here, man, that be going through it. So, like, I went up there, just, I went to my routine just to get me a little lunch or whatever. And there's a little girl there, you know what I'm saying? She walked by me. I guess she was trying to get my attention. She worked there. You know,
Not
she
little
was leaving.
girl, grown woman.
Yeah. I didn't say a little girl. I said there was a girl there.
You said a little girl.
I say little, my bad.
Yeah,
it was a
you did.
girl there, woman.
I caught it. It's fine. Go ahead, baby.
So she walked by me, and she tried to, like, get my attention or whatever. Nah, I'm ignoring it, though. I'm keeping going.
As you should.
And I go and go grab my food that I'm trying to get, and then I hear keys fall. She goes to pick up right in my line of sight. Again, I'm fighting.
That's right, bitch. Pick up your own keys.
I got the blinders. I'm going. It just so happened my peripheries were there. But I seen what was going. Then got a little more awkward. So I go into line, and just so happens when I get in the line, she walks right by me. Seems like she again was trying to get my attention, but again, blinders, peaky blinders. But then I go get my sandwich. It takes a little time for me to get it, so I'm thinking this girl's long gone. Wasn't until I walked out the door. And then she pulls out like she was trying to give me another opportunity and then drove off. Almost caused a car accident. It was insane.
Bitch.
I ran home and told you, though, didn't I?
You thirsty whore.
But I just felt for a lot of, like, these brothers out here who just can't resist temptation like myself. And it's just, I can see it was like a movie. It was in there. It literally all played out like a movie. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, my goodness. I'm being tested.
I just assumed she was ugly from the sheer amount of opportunity she gave you, because if I make eye contact with you once and you don't immediately start speaking to me or like do something,
She had her work fit on,
That's
so
it.
maybe she thought she maybe had to throw a little extra, a little sauce out there, so it wasn't like, oh no, you can talk to me at work. I just think that's what it was. Like, I just be forgetting I'm an attractive guy.
Don't put yourself in her shoes and think what she was thinking.
I'm just saying, I be forgetting I'm an attractive guy. Like, I be forgetting that I'm sought after sometimes.
Keep forgetting that.
And then in moments like that, just like, it's a reminder. So I just feel bad for these other brothers who, like, they can't even fight their own urges. They just jumping right at it.
I'm glad you were able to be a better man.
Hey, man, it's tough out here. I appreciate, being appreciated for that.
And to you raggedy bitch. If you see my husband in that store again, you leave him the fuck alone. We getting your ring back. This man immediately lost his ring.
Don't say the story like that.
The first time he went out, he lost his ring.
It wasn't the first time I went out.
It was the first time you went into the office. After we got married, he immediately lost his ring.
It was an accident. Happens to the best of us. You go to wash your hands, and next thing you know, it's gone. People are takers. It's not me, man. I'm a victim. Niggas is clicking up, and it's getting nasty out here. It's getting real nasty out here, man.
Why Metro put his whole ass in that beat?
He had to.
What?
He had to.
And just the intensity of which Kendrick was saying bum. Nigga, bum! We gotta make that a drop. We gotta make that.
All right, for the people out there, you're listening to Talk FNF TV with your host, Rhetoric, and I'm with my lovely, amazing, beautiful co-host, Miss Reality.
What's up?
And right now, man, war is going on.
It is civil war in hip hop.
It's crazy. Like,
everybody is going at everybody, and what is going on?
I think first we got to start off with Big Sean, because I feel bad for that brother. Every time he comes out with a rollout, that nigga Kendrick just steps all over that shit.
I feel like Kendrick at this point is doing it on purpose.
Yeah, he just waits for Big Sean to do something, and then he's just like, all right, come on, let's step on it. Release it.
I don't know why I haven't realized that Kendrick is a bully.
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest. Right now, what it feels like, he's the biggest bully in rap.
He's a bully, but he's not a bully like, that like he's insecure and he has a terrible life at home like bullies in real life do. No, this man's life is amazing. He's better than everybody. He's bigger than you. He's stronger than you. And he's a bully.
But I think he picking on a tree too big this go around now.
No.
So let's talk about it. Let's just get into everybody what's going on. So Future dropped a album with Metro Boomin.
Mm-hmm.
We Don't Trust You.
Mm-hmm.
And this was an entire track list going at Champagne Papi Drake.
Was the
first one is
project?
We Don't Trust You. That's the first song on the album. We Don't Trust You. Talking about the nigga pillow talking. It's vile work right here. And then just to cap it all off, as y'all heard that little snippet, if y'all listening to the audio, this man teamed up, and he's done this before with Kendrick, but this time they was going at this nigga Drake together.
Yeah, period.
All the bars from this whole album basically have been shots at Drake. And from what people have done now, they kind of looked at her loss in a way and said, hey, the beef has been right in front of our faces.
The whole time. It's been a very long-standing thing. And I think it started in 2001. So, 2011. So let's go back. Okay. It didn't start in 2011, but I feel like this is when it started. So in November 2011, Kendrick is featured on Take Care, Drake's album. In 2012, this is Everything's Still Good. Drake invites Kendrick to open on Club Paradise Tour. In October of 2012, Drake and Kendrick are on Fucking Problems, and then they collaborate on Poetic Justice. Everything is still cool, right?
It feels kosher. We don't know what's going on underneath.
They're collaborating in things still. They collaborated on 2 songs in 2012, and then in 2013 is when the Fire Nation attacked. Kendrick Lamar drops Control.
And that was the first time he stepped on Big Sean, because people forget that was a Big Sean song.
Was it?
Yes, Control was it was Big Sean, and I think Jay Electronica was on the song too.
Oh, well, no, he went at Jay Electronica.
He went at Big Sean too. on the
He
track.
did, yeah. He had to because he was naming all the rappers who are like
Who
big.
was hot.
So yeah. So in October 2013, Kendrick Lamar, during the BET Hip Hop Awards, during the cipher, if y'all remember, that was a really good cipher, the TDE cipher. He goes at Drake after he drops Control, and Drake, I don't think Drake replied, did he?
Not in a direct. Drake has never really directly replied to
A bitch. So, Kendrick goes at him during the cipher, and he said nothing's been the same since they dropped Control, and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. Ha ha, joke's on you. High five. He turns to Schoolboy. They high five. I'm bulletproof. I was like, ooh. I've been a TDE fan for so long. Like, I love that whole thing. So then moving forward, December 2013, Drake covers, he's on the cover of Vibe magazine, and he said he stood his ground during the Kendrick diss. You did nothing.
He stood his ground, man. Like,
You did nothing.
who is Kendrick for him to reply? Like, I put you on.
Bro, Kendrick is a better rapper than him. That's who Kendrick is.
Yeah, you got the people because you speak those conscious bars. Drake said it in his own shit. I would have had him too if I went conscious.
He said he would have had him if he stayed conscious and didn't go pop. You were never conscious, Drake.
Drake was slick.
I have that in.
Conscious.
He was never conscious. I better find your loving. That was early Drake.
Marvin Room was conscious.
That was not.
Yes, it was.
That was not.
Marvin's Room was conscious.
Cups to that rose.
No, fuck that nigga that you love so bad.
That's
Easy.
not conscious. That's just
conscious
dirty
as fuck.
macking.
That's conscious as fuck.
That is dirty macking.
And two things can be true.
Listen, Dr. Umar, the king of consciousness, would not call Drake and his half whiteness conscious at all. So, he said he stood his ground. Drake, you did not stand your ground. You literally did nothing while you got beat the fuck up, basically, and then called the police like a white woman. You acted like a white woman during this beef. So then, in 2015 to 2016, there's like subtle shots between them both. There's not really anything going on those 2 years. Nothing really groundbreaking. He said something in King Kunta about Drake using ghostwriters. And then he also said, I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter, what the fuck happened? And then Drake said in the Games 100, same year rapping, he said, I would have all your fans if I didn't go pop and stayed on some conscious shit. So I feel like it's very funny that he said stayed on some conscious shit, because I feel like Drake came out and he was always pop from jump.
I think that's a good assessment too, but when his conscious shit was being able to relate to people on that emotional and romantic level. Like, he was able to speak to people in that. Like, conscious isn't just, oh, the white man on my neck. Like, that's not the only brand of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
But he did go to a more popular brand. I'm getting money. I'm doing, like, that's when you kind of get to the materialism, which Drake is the king of that shit.
Okay. So, in October of 2023, Drake and Cole link up on First Person Shooter, right? And in this song, Drake says, love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? Oh no.
That was Cole.
Yeah, that was Cole. That is it K Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. Kendrick did not like that.
At all. And there was also more bars on there when he said, when I'm looking at Drake, it's like the Spider-Man meme.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one where it's saying, really, it's only me and this nigga who I'm really looking at like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of shots. Like, it was, if you, like I said, we played that part of J. Cole's on the audio. That's why you should listen to the audio. And it was all there.
So I think the switch up is like cute, I guess, J. Cole, because you and Kendrick were supposed to drop an album together like years ago. I still remember that.
And that's how we know the beef was always there.
We are literally still waiting on that album to this day. To this day, it's not happening. It's definitely not happening no more.
But they did do the one thing where they switched each other's song. Remember, like one of them did a song of the other. They switched over. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, they did that where one did rapped on each other's beat of a song they had.
Okay. So, yeah, Kendrick did not like them thinking that they're all lumped together as far as like who is on top of rap, who the big three is. So Kendrick goes full attack mode on Like That. It's a Future and Metro Boomin song. He said, fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. He said, motherfuck the big three, nigga. It's just big me. Bars. I love that. It's me. It's nobody else. I'm the most talented. I rap better than you. I write better than you. My bitch is better than yours.
Debatable.
Period. Well, first of all, Drake dates children, and Cole has been with the same woman for God knows how long. So
you mean Kendrick?
Cole has been with the same woman for God knows how long. So has Kendrick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why, again, the real role model here is Drake. Like, come on now.
He's not a role model because he likes children.
No,
so
he's not. He doesn't like
allegedly.
children. He likes adult women.
Allegedly children.
21 and up.
Listen, they knocking the pins down. I'm going to give Drake till about 2028 before the documentary coming out about this nigga too.
Drake ain't no diddler, but we'll get to that later.
He definitely is. So, allegedly. So, he also said, for all your dogs getting buried, that's a K with all 9s. He gonna see the pet cemetery. March 25th, 2024, very recently, seemingly Drake responded to Kendrick's shit. So he's on tour. And he said, a lot of people asking me how I'm feeling. I'm going to just read it. He said, I'm going to let you know how I'm feeling. Listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling about your fucking self, because you know how I'm feeling. I got my head up high, my back straight. I'm 10 toes down in Florida or anywhere I go. And I know that no matter what, it's not a nigga on earth that could ever fuck with my life. And that's how I want you to walk out here tonight. This nigga been throwing shots at you for mad long, and you're a bitch. You haven't actually replied.
That's not true.
All.
He has thrown plenty shots at this nigga Kendrick, yo. At the end of the day, this nigga is a pawn in the game. I'm tired of this little TDE support that you over here doing. That shit is bullshit and whack. I was an accident. That shit was whack.
Calm the fuck down.
That shit was whack. All right? We need to stop talking about all this Kendrick bullshit and keep it 100 what it really is. The disrespect is this nigga Future. This nigga is vile. For him to the audacity to not just go with your man's Metro and go at Drake, that would have been cool. We got 40 and Drake versus Future and Metro. I like that. But you bringing in this nigga Kendrick. Now we got the dark skins versus the light skins. Cole and fucking Drake versus Future and Kendrick.
Cole isn't even really in this for real. Like, he just happened to be on the song with Drake, and then he caught strays because Kendrick was just shooting at everybody. You was just standing next to the nigga that Kendrick don't fuck with, so you caught strays.
And but it's time to link up though. It's link up time.
Cole don't really have nothing to do with this. Like, he's probably just gonna fall all the way back. For knowing what Cole, he usually replies, so he probably will reply because Kendrick did not mention Cole in Control, and there was I forget the song, but he said that he was mad that he didn't say anything about him in that song too. And then he went at Kendrick in one of the songs. So I feel like Cole will probably reply via bars. Drake will probably throw some more subliminals like he has been doing this whole time. And that's it.
Let's just be for real. This nigga Kendrick caught them at a good time. Like, this nigga's on tour, so he can't really focus in any kind of energy to go at him. Like, this was like really some sneak bullshit. They know this nigga is busy. They know he can't really direct any kind of energy at them that's going to sound like hip hop.
He wasn't busy during Control.
That's the different time. That was a different. And he was on tour. Drake's always on tour. Drake's always working and grind. It wasn't until that one Drake, that Meek Mill part, that he was really able to do that. And anyway, like, he don't look at Kendrick like that. Like, that wasn't no real bar. Like, at the end of the day, Kendrick ain't really putting out no real hits when it comes to this. So it don't really hurt Drake.
Kendrick isn't gonna chart like Drake will because Drake is a pop artist.
So then, that's why would I even respond to that?
But I feel like
your shit don't even make the real noise.
I feel like that's such a lowbrow argument. You have less numbers. Like, can we talk about something that's actually like of substance?
But it's not about the less numbers.
Their music. Drake has been. Let's talk about Drake's last couple projects versus Kendrick's last couple projects. As far as critical acclaim goes, Kendrick has more critical acclaim.
Yeah, because you drop every 6 years. You get a time to really work this shit up. I'm out here grinding. And
also, if I'm taking my time to curate my art and you're dropping like fucking, I don't even know what, you're just popping them out left and right. Like, of course your hits. Numbers are going to be higher.
And that's not of course. Because if I'm dropping ass, then it's not going to spin. I'm dropping heat while I'm doing it. Granted, yes, there are some flops here and there. There are some songs that don't hit and resonate.
The last 2 albums,
the albums didn't resonate, but that's because they were so long.
Flops.
You take 5 songs off those albums, and it's a great album.
You cannot name one Kendrick album that's been a flop.
I would hope not, nigga. You took 6 years to make it. I'm just saying, if you're not putting yourself under that kind of fire and scrutiny.
As far as artistry goes, I feel like Drake is over-processed bullshit. And Kendrick is like more. It's better quality.
No, Kendrick is just niche.
It's like Zara versus like couture.
No.
Fast fashion versus couture. It's literally what Drake and Kendrick are. Oh my God, it's literally the same exact. That is the perfect example.
It's not.
Drake is literally in your face nonstop. Shein. Drake is Shein.
No. Drake is like,
no, you know what? Drake is Forever 21.
No, Drake
easily
is
accessible, very popular. Like has it's affordable, it's digestible. Like that's why it's popular as fuck. Kendrick, it's not as digestible, but the quality is amazing. It's rich.
Like I said, what you're talking about is yams and garbage because you sit out here and you don't put out any real heat. You're not a real artist. And this is like the one thing that you didn't even touch on was that bullshit line he said about Prince lasting longer than Mike Jack. You're not Prince, Kendrick. You're the farthest thing from it. You don't make the beats. You don't say all you do is rap. You help curate and produce the record, but you're not actually making the noise. The nigga who makes the noise, the actual nigga who really is Prince in this conversation would be J. Cole. Because he makes his own beats.
Yeah, he's been making his own
the closest person to Prince. The only thing about you that makes you anything Prince is that you're weird and you try to do eclectic shit. And you're not really that eclectic. Like, all that shit is goofy shit. And it don't really even hit like that. That shit don't really even sound good like that. That's why I don't resonate with that many people.
God.
The reason why y'all fuck with this nigga because he do the old put his black fist in the air.
Sex tonight.
It's cool. We
put
the black fist in the sky for him because of that bull, and that's why y'all rock with him. And that's at the end of the day, that's all it is. That's all his niche is. He doesn't resonate with the people. He's not out here doing arena tours. You know why? Because he can't do them like Drake. Drake is always working, always busy. I'm always in the city.
Because he's Forever 21. It's easily digestible.
But people have to want it. It doesn't. Everybody has to want it.
Everyone loves it. The formula that Drake follows is so easy. It's like
no, it's not. Because then make another Drake.
It's like Mad
Make
Libs.
another
it's
Drake.
Like plug this in. No, it's
make another Drake.
It's his formula. So obviously he can do it very well. He's gotten that down. I'm just saying that it's an easy formula that he can just pop out like that. It's in the speed of which he puts out projects only supports my argument. This nigga drops like 3 projects a year. The shit is crazy.
Because he's in
There's
full
no way
grind
that you're
mode.
taking your time with anything. There's no way that you're actually like putting thought into any of this shit, which is why like when one flops, you just throw another one at us. So just forget about that one. Here, look at this instead.
No, it's because I have so much to offer the world. I have so much to offer the world.
Because it's
I have so
easy
many
for me
experiences.
to churn out.
It's not easy.
It's
I
Kraft
put in
mac
the work.
and cheese.
I put in the work.
It's Kraft mac and cheese.
I make it look easy.
But it's Kraft mac and cheese, but like it was my idea. You know, I put the powdered cheese in there and I put the thing and then I put it in the little bowl and then all you got to do is add the water. That was all my idea. But nonetheless, it's fucking Kraft mac and cheese.
No, it's not. This shit is that. It's
basic bullshit.
This shit is potent. This shit is that legit shit that he putting out there. When you go to Drake's hits, his catalog, his upper echelon music, that shit is top tier. Niggas love what they hear.
And then past just like the fact that Kendrick is such a better artist, right? This man does not even listen to music for real. Like the last person that should be arguing about music.
That was the thing. I didn't want to have a music conversation. I wanted to have an impact conversation. And the real impact ain't with Kendrick. That's why I really didn't want to talk with him. It's with Future. Because Future is what's leading the real part of this civil war.
My
niggas is clicking up.
My takeaway from this is always music, is always the music, because that's what I love the most about rap beef is the lyrics.
The lyrics are cool.
That's
part
the
of
most important
but
thing.
The impact is the biggest part. If this shit that Kendrick didn't have no impact, nobody would care. It had impact because it was a surprise attack. It came out of nowhere, and it was on one of the bigger projects that everybody was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Future is the fucked up one. And the truth is, real senseis can't be friends. That's the real truth. A lot of niggas cannot be friends with other niggas who get women. It is tough. It is tough.
I was with you until the women part. Like, what does that have
That's the truth. Because that when you out here going outside, there has to be a hierarchy. There has to be an understanding. If you going out there, then you end up, because if you not, if I like the same thing he like, it's gonna be beef between us now. We not going after the women. We can't have that. That's why, I mean, with me personally, I don't hang out with two. It's only one nigga that I hang out with who I feel like can get the caliber that I get. It's only
Drake
one that I got.
And Future are definitely, I know it's not the topic, but I don't think they going after the same women.
No, they definitely going after
Drake
the same
is going
women.
after children, so allegedly.
Oh my goodness, they are going after the same women. Like what people don't understand.
Drake is going after Millie Bobby Brown.
Well, she of age now. What people don't understand is that, like, we always joke and laugh about, oh, why do rappers go after the same women? It's because they want that muse. Like, this is an art. This is like, I have to get in a type of mood and environment, and if she can make that mood that made you make them slaps, I need to see if it's some slap juice still on her.
Moneybagg Yo and Ari are the perfect example. This man just dropped a single, and then the first thing he does is drop a little like compilation video with just look at her.
He just whores her out.
Look at her. Look at her. Like the whole video was like, listen to my song, and also, but look at her.
I don't see how that he just whores her out. Like there's nothing. She's not a muse. She's a spectacle.
It's an ass shaking song, and she's like the ultimate ass shaker, and he makes ass shaking music.
But
so if you an ass shaking music making ass nigga, then don't you want your ultimate muse is gonna be the ass shaking girl?
Not necessarily, because you there's other different girls. There's other varieties. There's other, like, he been with her for a while. Like, they just marketing together. They just make good marketing together. I'm just saying
the music that he make matches up.
The type of muse is like what you can see who the girl they allegedly
he
saying.
Make like strip club music.
Yeah, the type of muse that we talking about is like the girl that we seen they allegedly saying Drake and Future are beefing of, the Princess Diana girl.
Let's talk about that.
So she a lot of people haven't been doing their investigations on the internet, and they were able to locate a girl who worked at one of the clubs that was mentioned in the song. Mm-hmm. And they identified her. She has since denied being involved in any capacity.
Metro came out and also said that that's bullshit. He said they're not beefing over a girl.
Lies. That's the only thing there's going to be.
Also, I don't believe that this is the girl that they're beefing over.
I do. This seems just right up that alley. And it's not about beefing about the girl. It's about what's said to the girl.
She looks like Squidward's house.
It's not about that. Again, you keep worrying about you keep worrying about the wrong thing.
I cannot wrap my head around this
that's because
beef being this, like, if it was over like a Lori Harvey looking, like, like
you just saying like, that because she's light skinned,
or like a Tyla.
You just saying that because she's light skinned.
She's not light skinned. She's Colombian.
Well, she's a lighter skinned woman.
But both of the other women I just named are light skinned.
But they're darker women. They're more closer to black than this woman.
No, I'm saying that because her face is not great.
I just want to say this, Future. I'm glad this is the first forum we've ever seen you with, because for my entire life, listening to your music, you've lied to us. You told me all your bitches was foreign. That's a lie. Nigga told me he was on Molly and lean. That's a lie. Said you loved your family.
Never said that.
But no, I'm just saying, like, this nigga Future has lied to me his whole time. All his baby mamas is black.
Yeah, he mostly dates black women.
Where are the foreigns?
He mostly dates like really pretty brown skin girls.
Like, Future is like, that's the reason I can't really rock with Future in this beef in any capacity. It's because at the end of the day, man, you always lie to us about everything you doing. I don't even think you fucked her in Gucci flip flops. Like everything now, I just feel like it's fugazi. I don't, and the fact that you would team up and go against your mans. The nigga who was on Tony Montana, okay, he wasn't in the video.
So
gives
Future
a
has
fuck?
been mad at Drake for several things, like for a long time. So there actually is a complex article about like the long-standing like shade that's been going on between Future and Drake. And it started with Drake not showing up to the video for
The Tony Montana.
mm-hmm.
But like I said, but they've done work before then. Like at the end of the day, bro, you ain't a real friend. You are an industry friend.
So
When you were valuable, we kept you around, and it was a great time to be alive. And now we on to 21, and it's her loss.
So
That's why he's mad.
in August 3rd, 2013, Future said that he started from the bottom but didn't get publishing for it on a interview. And then
These guys.
he got kicked out of Drake's tour in 2013 also. So then in 2022, Wait For You goes number 1, but Future and Drake have never performed the record together.
Or they didn't do a video either.
I don't think Future did do a video for it, but I don't think
Drake was in it.
no.
Like I said, they didn't promote that. Joe Budden had made a good point about that when he was talking about how they didn't promote this video. It wasn't like any Future
No.
and Drake song ever. Like there
It
was
was
no
just
promo,
Future's
nothing.
hymns.
Yeah,
for
it was
the most
nothing.
part.
It was no Drake in that at all, and it would just seem like Drake said, I get these niggas verses and they still take it.
So
Remember that. I give you niggas verses and you still take it.
So in November of 2022, Her Loss is released and throws subliminal shots at Future. And then in January 2023, so Nori was on Breakfast Club. I don't know if you remember, but he said that it was a rumor that and I think this is why the beef actually started, that Drake was mad.
It was about
Future
Her
was
Loss.
mad at Drake for teaming up with 21 Savage on Her Loss.
Yeah, he wanted to be on Her Loss. He was sad. He was in his feelings. Sorry, nigga. You over there pillow talking. You over there doing all that country shit. Hey, we throw more ones than you over here, nigga. What's up? OBO.
And then in 2023 of October, Drake throws more subliminals at Future.
As he
So-
should.
And then now we're here where now fans are thinking that Future's dissing Drake. Of course, he is dissing Drake.
Then you got clown ass Nav, Travis, and even Rick Ross on the bullshit. But you see what Drake did to Ross?
What?
He sent that crazy ass girl some concert tickets.
His baby mom?
Nah, not the baby mama, the one that he just left, the young one.
Oh.
Like I said, you can't play. Like, what Drake has understood is that the reason y'all have women is because I don't want them. That's what Drake really understood. The only reason y'all have the women that y'all have is because I don't want them right now. I am big dog, and he about to show y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's
According
about to
to
get
the
nasty.
blind items, again, according to the blind items, the women in these circles who like are circulated amongst these men don't want Drake because it's known that he likes children.
All right, when Drake sue you,
Allegedly.
I'm just going to say, hey, Drake, take her.
Allegedly.
Give me the OVO
I say
check.
allegedly literally every single time.
Give me the OVO check for the podcast. And, sue her to oblivion, my guy.
Allegedly.
Like I'm telling you, Drake, like I said, I'm going to let Drake sue you to oblivion. You over there trying to put smut on that nigga name. Like I said, y'all just be ready. Nigga gonna get off tour soon. He gonna be in the lab, and he coming at all of y'all. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be an onslaught.
It's going to be
Get ready.
subliminals.
Get ready for the 40 water for real.
It's going to be subliminals.
Nah.
Y'all going to get paper cuts.
Nah. Just wait.
Because Drake is a bitch.
He going deep cuts on y'all ass.
No,
just
he's
wait.
Not.
Just wait.
He has historically.
What you mean? He got time?
He has historically from 2010 not taken direct shots at anybody on any occasion.
Yeah, and this nigga now it's time. It's gonna be time now.
Okay.
This nigga.
Let's
it's gonna
see
be time.
after a decade and almost a
And
half
what is
if
it-
he changes his behavior to stop being a little bitch boy
And let's just be honest.
and actually take direct shots at some people.
Okay, and this nigga Kendrick, only reason that's all he got is saying names. The shit he can't do subliminals because he don't spit like that. He ain't saying nothing like that. Ain't nothing bars that we
sound
saw.
fucking stupid.
Ain't no bars that we heard say anything like what Drake was saying about him.
You
All the
don't
subliminals.
listen
This
to
shit-
music.
I do. just because I don't fucking praise it to the end all be all.
No, you just
I look at the impact.
Simply do not listen to music.
I do listen to
not
music.
in the car, not in the shower,
I listen
not
to
while
this
you
whole,
clean.
I listened to this whole Future album.
You listened to it once, did you not?
I listened to it twice.
Okay. This
Don't
nigga
be-
lying.
I'm not lying.
This nigga lying to y'all. He don't listen to no type of music.
You a hater.
We should never critique music on this podcast because I'm the only person that listens to music, and I generally only listen to Afrobeats.
So you don't listen to music. You listen to one type of music.
I listen to Afrobeats, Haitian music, Caribbean music, and I listen to the artists that I like. Kendrick,
Okay, so then
Smino, J. Cole. This
then
is
you are
something that I can
compromised.
very
You
passionately
are
talk about.
compromised.
You
And
don't listen to
and I
no
can go
fucking
at Drake,
body.
and I can talk about Drake and Future.
You don't listen to no fucking music. This
You
nigga
sick
is
as hell.
the most basic, and then he only listens to the basic niggas too. Like,
listen
what
to
is
the
what
niggas-
is your actual music taste past Drake and Future and fucking like the radio hits?
I like Dirk too.
None.
I like Young Boy.
Oh my God.
I listen to the
This
shit
nigga
that
said young boy.
Young
My
Boy be
God. Let's
snapping.
move on. Let's move
Right,
on.
be
Let's
snapping.
not continue to discuss your
There's
music
a,
taste.
There's a reason why he go crazy on YouTube, because they got shit that slap. Just because you don't want to listen to it, don't mean it's not. You aren't the end all be all. You got some.
This nigga said young boy.
If we keeping it real, your music taste ain't really left out the 2000s. You're stuck in a box.
I love playing the
That's all
music
you
that
play.
has nostalgia to me, but obviously that's not the only shit I listen to.
It's the
I
only
listen
thing.
to so much music.
No, you don't. All right, we got to get into. There's some more still music adjacent, man. This man, the Diddler.
Do you have more terrible takes for this segment too?
Not as bad as your takes will be, but
Terrible take Proctor. Be terrible. Let's go.
nah, you introduce us to Diddy conversation.
No, I just had the whole. I don't have the Diddy conversation.
Just you know what happened.
Oh Lord. All right. So Diddy's house got raided recently. Both of his homes. So there's one in LA and one in Miami, and both of them got raided. He apparently is just in the wind. We don't know where Diddy is. I saw somewhere that he's in like a Caribbean country that doesn't have extradition to the US.
Nah, he's in Florida. They just had a 10 News or whatever in the local area just had him. They showed him being like covered by umbrellas and shit like that, but him and his people are still in Florida. He didn't go nowhere.
Okay. So
They stopped him at the airport. That's where they caught the white boy. So he got caught with a former Syracuse Orangeman player. That's a college team who was his little drug mule or whatever. They arrested him, and they didn't let him leave the country.
of course they didn't let him leave because you are going to jail.
All right, let me wake this up. All right, Justice Mama was right the whole time. All right, I don't know if y'all remember when that little nigga got a DUI, and his mama was going all over the internet talking about how Diddy was a bad influence and a bad man. Shit, we woke this shit up. All right, Lil Rod exposing niggas, Cassie exposing niggas. They done put Cuba Gooding Jr. in this shit. All right, we gotta really the freak offs are crazy. So we gotta get into essentially they went in. Not only did they raid one house, they raided two. They had his kids was at the house. Had these young niggas in the grass, locked up. They all detained. Nobody got arrested. All detained. You seen the trashing of the house? They showed the house being trashed all the way through. They didn't clean. They treating this nigga like a hoe. And this shit all done came from his ass trying to sue these people. So I don't know if y'all remember. Diddy was trying to sue the folks from, what's his alcohol name?
Deleon.
Suing these folks from Deleon because he said they was being racist. They wasn't properly marketing his product and putting it in the stores that they need to be in, and he had a problem with it. Nigga was trying to be Jay-Z. Because Jay-Z had just did the same thing with one of his liquor companies. That's when he was able just to sell. So, Diddy been bullshit. Because not only has it been him suing him, you remember what happened with the Joker shit that he did? They gave him a cease and desist. Warner Brothers sent him a cease and desist and asked him not to do that. The next year, this nigga dresses up like Batman, their biggest character. So this nigga Diddy's been feeling like he's been untouchable. Running around here with the little loud mouth Florida bitch, going crazy. Got these other women talking about what's going on in the household, getting Asian women pregnant. This nigga's been wilding. And they said it's time to put an end. He thought because he was doing the blackmail, allegedly, that he was the one in control. They showing him, nigga, no. All that shit we had you compromising folks to do, we throwing it back on your ass. Ain't no snitching in this. Because the niggas that's snitching on is the niggas that's putting you in under. It's going bad for Diddy, man. It's been going bad.
The lawsuit that Lil Rod filed against Diddy was like amended, and there were a couple things that changed in the lawsuit. So Cuba Gooding Jr. being added to it was like the main thing that was amended that I saw. And then the recording studio that the guy got shot in was also taken out. And then the
former head of Motown or CEO of Motown, something like that, Ethiopia or whatever.
Yeah, her name is
snitching.
Ethiopia.
She telling on you, Diddy.
She took a deal so that she was taken out of the lawsuit, and then she like gave them a whole timeline of everything, of all the work that she's done everywhere she's worked, and if called upon, then she is going to testify.
Niggas is talking. They got you, Diddy. They got you.
Yeah.
It's going down.
You're definitely going to jail. There's really no getting around it.
Where's the pink coke at? You had Young Miami moving it, allegedly. Where is it at?
So in this amendment, Lil Rod also says that there were women who were regularly on his payroll, like monthly payroll. Young Miami obviously is one of these women, and he does not know that these women were given the correct tax documentation to declare the money that Diddy was giving them. Lil Rod, now, okay, I don't know exactly what these women are doing, but like, and I know that you were traumatized, but to say that like these sugar babies aren't declaring their sugar daddy money,
that shit up.
Like, nigga, you did not have to do that. That is some hater ass shit. Like that, if they were doing things for him that made you coming out more difficult, cool. Nah. Get those bitches. Nah. Get those bitches.
We got to make sure these hoes pay their taxes.
But if they were just like regular hoes, just doing stuff for Diddy and just like running drugs and like not sexually assaulting you or helping him sexually assault anybody, then let them bitches get their money. That's some hater ass shit.
No, because this is like when the niggas was exposing the OnlyFans girls and calling the IRS on them.
Pathetic.
That was big. That was my kind of energy. No, you need to pay your taxes.
Ew.
You need to pay your taxes. How do I get to work if the road's not clear and you not paying your taxes? I'm paying mine. Pay yours. Shit. I don't understand why y'all think just because y'all using y'all bodies that y'all don't gotta pay taxes on
that's not the state of mind that those men were in. They were literally just jealous and whatever, and they wanted to enact some type of revenge on these women. It wasn't because they wanted them to be tax-paying citizens. That
I didn't say what they want to do. I'm talking about why I agree with it. Pay your taxes.
You're lame, just like them niggas.
Whatever. Pay your taxes. I got to. We all got to, so we can all get around here, man. Even way, fuck it. Run it up. We about to start exposing all of y'all. I'm getting the paperwork out. We getting all the W4s and 5s and I9s and 10s out, nigga. We exposing all the paperwork this year. All y'all niggas gonna have to pay up. Diddy, this is what your fault is for leveraging the culture. That is what you did. When you was teaming up with all these companies and all this other stuff, you weren't just leveraging the culture in a way where you were exploiting us to alcohol and all sorts of bad ideas. Nigga, you was exploiting your fellow community and putting cameras around these niggas while they was being nasty. That's crazy. That is a double layer of disrespect. You're already being nasty. Now you compromising other niggas in the facilitation of the nastiness that you provided.
Oh, also, so in this amendment, the man in the video that was pictured is not Stevie J. It's an escort, and he came out and said, "This is me escorting." But Lil Rod said that regardless, when this video was presented to me, it was presented to me saying that it was Stevie J, and it was like a form of manipulation all on its own. So also that it was not Stevie J. Meek Mill is still in the mix. Meek Mill was definitely like
Hey,
doing the bending.
Meek Mill, we know what happens when you went shopping, dog. You had the same shirt on as that nigga, dog.
That's crazy. Like, that man was calling you daddy on camera.
We know what's going on over there, Freaky Meeky.
It's not looking good for you, Meek.
Looking crazy, bro.
And I already don't like you. Like, this doesn't make me like you any less.
Why? If he's gay, you wouldn't like him?
No, I already don't like him. You being gay don't make me like you more. That's not a...
That wouldn't add a little
because he's still him.
He's like he could be like a DL rapper.
No, he's still him. I still hate that nigga. I hate everything about his personality, and I don't fully know him. Like, every tweet I've seen from Meek Mill, I want to punch that nigga in the face.
Rebranding as a DL rapper might be the move, Meek. Just be DL Meek. He could do it. He could pull it off. Just keep doing like subtle homosexual shit.
Meek, you just gotta open a bike shop and start selling the 4-wheelers. Like,
you can even put you can make the little bike seats like sexual. Meek, you could do all that. Freaky Meek bike seats. And then they just poke you up the butt. He could do that. He gotta embrace it.
This nigga just be saying shit.
He gotta embrace it. He has to embrace it now.
Freaky Meek bike seats.
He gotta embrace it. There's no other way.
That sounds like an Alvin Gray movie. Freaky Meek bike seats.
That's gonna be the next wave. Just wait on it. It's coming out.
My God. Do you think he's making the mogul that
that assaulted the industry?
No, the mogul that blackmailed.
That blackmailed the industry. You gotta make it a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, because it has to be at least 7 words.
It's gotta be that. All right, so I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we gotta get into with Diddy? I think that's gonna be interesting. What's gonna happen? I don't think he's gonna go to jail. I think there's gonna be he already sold Revolt.
There's murder involved.
He's not gonna go to jail. I promise you, he's not going to jail.
Like, there's murder and sexual assault and kidnapping and trafficking and now drugs involved.
They're not gonna find anything.
I think he might go to jail.
This was all used as to make him scared and let him know what could happen. Because if they really wanted to. If they had the evidence to put him in jail, he would have been hemmed up already. Like, it's very clear as day.
If they had physical evidence.
If they had the evidence that they needed to put him in jail, he would have been in jail. All this is to ruin his reputation and make him look bad in front of everybody. That's all it is now. And that's why you're going to have black niggas going, oh, they trying to take Diddy down. Because they can't, the merit of what they're talking about or what's defaming him can't be established at all. You can't prove
other than Cassie.
And you're not. I mean, if it's
prior,
even with Cassie, all it was him saying, "Hey, I'm gonna give you money to shut up." That don't mean I could turn that into anything.
No, but there's photo and video evidence in the evidence that Lil Rod. Yeah, it hasn't been made public to us yet.
Lil Rod,
but during the trial, it will be.
I'm like, well, she's not going to trial.
Lil Rod.
She's not. And the Little Rod stuff, a lot of his shit, that's why it had to get redacted and redone because it was some shit in there that was not all accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why there was a lot of questionable shit going on.
The main thing that wasn't accurate was the person in the video being Stevie J.
Yeah, that was other
But that was still like in Diddy's house. Like, everything was still happening.
We got to see what Lil Rod got.
We'll see.
He has to provide real evidence. And if he got the so-called videos and stuff he doing, like I said, some of that stuff is going to have to be. He
also has his blood-soaked shirt from the night that man was murdered in the studio.
Again, we still have to see.
Apparently.
We have to see, because, again, all of that is all circumstantial at this point. Unless they're going to put this nigga in jail, and that's what this is going to be about, which this doesn't seem to be about. This seems to be about money. At least Lil Rod case is about money. Homeland Security has to find that information to do anything in regards to the sex trafficking. Like, all this shit is just right now is just smoke and mirrors just to make him get nervous and fuck up. That's really what they're waiting for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, it's not going to happen. He's not going to fuck up big time. He's going to lose a bunch of deals. He's going to have to sell off some shit. And it's not even really like he's selling it off. It's like doing a special loan. Somebody going to give you some money. He's going to give you a low dollar amount for your product. And then you pay him back with interest when you get back right. That's really what's going on. So we still don't know who he sold to Revolt to, but we'll probably end up finding out.
Yeah.
After some more investigations. Let me see.
Who want to buy Revolt?
A lot of people
that quick.
I mean, you gotta think about it. It's not like it's not the Diddy TV. Anybody can start rebranding that a channel. So is there anything else we gotta get to on that? Or are we done?
No, we're done on Diddy.
All right. Diddy, the diddler. You're gonna be donezo, brother. But need to see if you check this out real quick.
Remember how you and Wallow were crying? Pow! That nigga shot your son in the head, boy, on a line. Pow! Goddamn it, young Gilly been shot. I remember how you and Wallow were crying. You and Wallow were crying. Oh, my son. Oh, my son got killed. Oh, you were crying.
Okay.
Now you talking about snitching. You got right, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why your son unalive. Hold on, I'm finna call my son. You got to go to the graveyard to see your son. say, look, this what my kids give me for Father's Day. Gilly, Gilly, cash money backup singer. Say, cash money backup singer. I'm sorry, backup dancer. Say, listen, I'm finna call my boy, because you can't call yours.
Disgusting.
You got to do this. Oh, I miss my son. I don't miss my, I'm finna call mine right now. Hold on, let me call my son.
So it gets on and gets a little worse than that, but this stems from a conversation that Gillian was having regarding some snitching and basically doing that street code shit. But while I don't agree with what Charleston White said and did there in the manner that he expressed it, the merit of what he's saying, I'm 100% behind.
Yeah, but he didn't have to say that shit like that. Like, I hate the delivery because it's so fresh.
The problem,
like, the man's son literally still just died.
But the problem is
the problem. Yes, black people have this no snitching thing. Crimes don't get solved. Justice doesn't get served to the families that are grieving 100%. But at the same, it's the same coin. It's on the other side. This is still a grieving man.
It is. Again, I understand that it's a grieving man,
So,
but again,
like,
your actions to yourself, to what you've done and promoted in the community, led to what that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so, at some point, that has to be spoken up to. We can't sit here and let these people who claim to be about community and about changing what's going on, but then you still are promoting it. Like,
maybe from an empathetic point. What's his name? Wallow, or was it Gilly?
It was Gilly whose son who passed.
Gilly, knowing what he's done, knowing the life he's lived, knowing what kind of rhetoric he pushes, and knowing that his son was murdered, like, probably, and he's still grieving right now, probably will get to the point where he'll be like, this was wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. This is the lesson that I've learned. But he's still in the mourning process. So making fun of him for something that's bigger than him, right? He's still in the, like, my son died stage. Like, this happened to me stage.
But he's not,
He's
though.
probably going to get outside of it and see the bigger picture and see the point eventually. But I really don't like that. It lacks empathy.
What you're forgetting is you're not, though, because he over here still telling people not to do the snitching shit. Still talking about that.
He's not outside of, he hasn't learned. That's what I'm saying. Maybe like a year from now, he'll change his tone.
What you got to learn from? The nigga just unalived your kid. You got to learn that you got to start talking about who these people are. Like, what kind of common sense do you need? You get out here with this man who did 20 years of his life in time talking about y'all trying to better the community. You talking about you better. I'm here. Remember we just played that video of Gilly when he was talking about the CEOs and the black CEOs and the white CEOs who cutting the check and all that bullshit. No, like, at some point, like, I understand it's just kind of like with the Kevin Samuels shit where it's like, oh, the tone and all that stuff. But at some point, somebody got to smack people in the face and say, bro, you on bullshit. And this is what it comes to. And that's why, like, again, I wouldn't go behind, even when I said my shit about Gilly and my kind of criticisms of it, I didn't say no crazy shit like that. But I'll be honest with you, if my line of thinking wasn't on a similar wave.
My line of thinking would be on a similar wave too if I was a fan of Gilly and Wallow and all that, and then I heard him talk about, like, no snitching and stuff after his son was murdered. I would be very confused because you want justice yourself, don't you? Like, you want whoever murdered your son to be held accountable for that murder. I'm sure you do. Someone has to snitch for that to happen. So obviously, like, you don't make sense at all. But at the same time, like, emotionally, like, I want to have empathy for this man because he just lost his son, and that's not something that a parent should ever go through. And I don't think he's fucking thinking about that. I don't think he's putting two and two together because I don't think his brain is acting correctly at this current moment.
I can understand, but I can also just see the criticism where it's like, bro, you were promoting your son's music who was promoting this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you not stopping that, you not stepping on that, you not trying to say you need to make a different way if you going to make music. Like, at some point,
I feel like he's like, damn.
The chickens come home.
I knew
to
this
roost.
was going to happen. Like, there's a part of him
course
that
you do.
There's a part of him as a father that knew that this might happen, but he was just hoping that it wouldn't. He was hoping that, like, whatever power, whatever status he had maybe would stop this from happening, but it did.
My thing is, if you cut everything off and you say, hey, I'm not going to allow you to kill yourself with my backing, and that happens, we just got to just put it up to the game, wash our hands of it, and that's just what it is. But when you sitting here, and I can bring up a video where he is with his son is rapping about spinning blocks and all that other shit, and he right there next to him. Again, I'm going to look at you and say, bro, what did you think was going to end? How this going to end? So, I mean, like I said, we could be critical of Charleston White all we want, but
Charleston White is an asshole. There has to be a part of Gilly that knew this was going to happen.
he got to be Charleston White, an asshole with good aim. Cause he's shooting at he's shooting at the right thing to shoot at. He going right at the problem and the source of what you doing. His
delivery is just so bad that I just don't think it's good aim.
Nobody's gonna listen to you if I said, "Oh man, Gilly, you know you shouldn't be." Like I said, even what I would have said, if I would have cut up our clip and did that, nobody would have listened to that. But if I would have said, "Fuck you," and you need this while your son, all the niggas would listen to that. And at the end of the day, it's up to people like us to listen to what Charleston White's saying, pull out the mayor from it, and then explain to people so that do react like you reacting.
You said people wouldn't listen. I don't listen. Charleston White doesn't come up in my algorithms at all. I feel like you listen because you want to listen. Listening would be him accurately making people listen would be him getting to people who don't agree with him regularly and who don't interact with him. And he didn't do that with this because I didn't even know this happened.
So what your discussion is the algorithm in reflection to what could have, you don't know what happened because you didn't see it. You didn't engage in comments. You don't know when him changing people's mindsets on certain things. And then he could be out.
He's not getting people to listen because the only people who are listening to him right now are the people who have been listening to him.
Okay, and then we go back 5 years from now, there was nobody listening to him. So what do you mean? So people are listening to him. Just because it's people who agree with him don't mean they're not people. There are people who still listen to him that were not listening to him 5 years ago. So that's what he's saying. I
have no idea what you just said. The people are not people.
Listen again. 5 years ago, people were not listening to him.
It was after that.
So now people are listening to him. The people who were not listening to him 5 years ago are listening to him now.
Mm-hmm.
So he has people listening to him. What do you mean?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Like you can't act like he doesn't have a following and people want to see what he's talking about. Like, and this is it.
I'm just saying you're not changing anybody's
It's not about that anymore.
minds.
It's not about that anymore for him. It's about
Is that not what it's about?
Not for him. Not anymore. He's told us that already. It's not about you.
So
I can't
what is
change
the point
niggas'
of him being
exposing,
this big of an asshole?
Exposing the assholes in my community with no conscience. I'm calling dickheads and shitheads in my community when I see them. That's what it is. It's not about making it better because it's never gonna make it better because shit, nobody wants to make it better.
Charleston White reminds me of that squirrel thing from Ice Age, the one that was chasing that nut the whole time.
No, he's Stick Meaner.
No, I mean like what he looks like physically.
He looked like Stick Meaner too. He just could see. He's Stick Meaner with the eyes.
Like he looks like he has like he doesn't have the correct amount of jaw definition as he should as a man. But let's move on.
I just want to say, I just feel like what he does is he does what Gillian Wallow should be doing in a lesser degree. And they should be exposing and shaming and calling people out. You don't have to do it to the degree that Charleston White does, but because there's nobody doing that, that's why he has to be so extreme and why it makes the noise that it does. Let's get into our girls are back beefing. So I want to be able to have this conversation without you just shitting on them. Can we? Is that possible?
You go ahead and take this because I don't know these bitches.
So Bridget and Mandy. See, the thing is, it's officially been broken up, and there's been a lot of back and forth. And you do know who Bridget Kelly is. You watched the reality show.
I know. I watched her on
So
Love
that's
and
how you
Hip
don't know
Hop.
these bitches. So Bridget Kelly went out on a Patreon, which I was not finna pay for. So I'm glad Danny from the Stop watched it for me and did a recap where she talked about her response to, you know, the claims that Bridget was saying about her and things of that nature. And they did say it was partly of the deal that went out, that ran out. But also she was saying that Mandy was a tyrant. She was trying to control everything, trying to take over everything. And Bridget just wasn't really trying to have that. Like, she was seeing that, what was going on, and she saw that there was a lot of things that she wasn't comfortable with. And she even started to say, like, Mandy made a girl cry on a live show and all this other stuff. Like, so she was really just trying to make it seem like Mandy was like this bully amongst the team, where she was trying to control everything. And then she was like, well, you should be responsible for a lot because you were, you know, it was your studio. It was everything, you know, you were the ones who were familiar. Why she do that? Why she do that? Because Mandy did a epic crash out. So in the podcasting community, a crash out isn't beating up somebody or, you know, dumping out somebody, you know, guns at a nigga house. It's going on a platform you're not getting paid for and doing a 62-minute rant. She did a whole episode on her live pretty much by herself. She went in and she started cooking. And it was pretty much me being right. What I said about Bridget Kelly is somebody who wants things to come to her, and Mandy is someone who makes things come to her. Mm-hmm. That was the main thing she said. She said Bridget was late to a show because she had the bubble guts, because of her hair, because of traffic. She said that Bridget came to me and said she wanted to learn this business. She wanted to be a pod boss. She wanted to be an owner. That bitch was just talent. She was lazy. She was just like I said, she, just like many people, just want to show up and get the sauce.
Yeah.
They don't want to do no work. They don't want to grind, but they want to be compensated and treated as such. And Mandy was just tired of that, because she said, bro, you were supposed to do the freshly squeezed segments and you couldn't book no talent. She couldn't even do her portion of the job. And then it basically surmised in Danny saying, hey, is Bridget Kelly lazy? And I'm going to say yes. Most women who look like her are. They are. When you're an attractive woman, you're generally going to be lazy. It's just kind of part of the course.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to work hard.
Everything, like, just think about this. Look at Bridget Kelly 10 years ago. She's a very attractive woman then. There's no reason why she shouldn't have been on with Rock Nation behind her. Why she shouldn't be getting some of the songs that Rihanna got, some of the songs that Tia Marie and all these other women were getting.
There's a specific formula of things that need to happen, and she
Part of
didn't
it is-
have the specific formula of
No,
things.
she didn't want to work. Her ass was lazy.
That's part of the specific formula.
She was saying that in one of her old interviews, or one of the times that she was talking about what went wrong, was she was trying to do like some Avril Lavigne, like black Avril Lavigne girl type shit, and they wanted her to do more R&B shit. And to me, that's just artist code for, they wanted me to do the work and actually show that I can produce singles within my genre or in this genre before I expand, and I didn't want to do that work. And that's why, like, the whole time I wanted to be on Bridget's side. I really did. I was trying my best, but man, the way that Mandy was breaking that shit down, it was just very clear that Bridget was literally just trying to get a check off her, and it was getting money off of her labor and work. And that just shit wasn't cool with me. I could see where that beef was there. And I've done the same thing. When it came to other people trying to eat off of my labor and my work, I said, no, I'm no longer doing that. I'm going to eat off my work, and only people who are going to eat off my work will be people that I can also eat off their plate. So I just understand that, especially when Mandy was doing 2 shows. She was still doing horrible decisions.
Oh, I didn't realize.
She's doing horrible decisions and still doing this. See, the thing is,
Yeah, I stopped listening to Horrible Decisions. I was listening to it for like a month.
I mean, they pretty much outsourced everything to Black Effect, so that's probably why it wasn't as much work for her on that end, where she probably could just come in as talent because they pretty much signed off to Black Effect. So I can get that where it's like I got one gig where I'm just doing my job, I'm spitting on the mic and going. And
Horrible Decisions is more popular of a podcast than See the Thing Is, right?
Audio wise for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But See the Thing Is, they were more YouTube based, and so their numbers were a lot bigger on YouTube.
Because as far as like women led podcasts, like
Horrible Decisions was one of the early ones.
Yeah. Horrible Decisions is always gonna be in the mix. Why did she need to do See the Thing Is?
She was having problems with Weezy. Like during that same time when she was moving over, there was some questions about were her and Weezy going to keep doing the show and stuff like that. And there was some beef there. But in the midst of her doing both shows, her and Weezy got back cool. And then Bridget and her relationship was deteriorating the whole time.
Okay.
Like it was funny. Like she was even talking about how, Joe was talking to her and she said that this was her idea to work with Bridget Kelly through Joe. Mandy, that was where I thought she was on some BS. Because Joe don't see Mandy as a legit person out here. I don't think Joe sees her as a serious person at all. Like I think he wanted Bridget. He wanted to take Bridget from Mandy when they broke up and he was having a Rory Maul breakup. That was his first person to go to was Bridget.
I never knew what they looked like. The Horrible Decisions, like the other girl. Yeah. No, I only, like you said, it's very audio popular. I only listen to it on Apple Podcasts in the car. I mostly only listen to podcasts in the car. I don't know what any, like they're on Don't Call Me White Girl, Phelps. I could literally close my eyes and listen and like know what his voice sounds like. I have no idea what this man looks like. I couldn't tell you if he's light skinned, dark skinned, tall, short, hair, no hair, bald. Have no idea.
So this is kind of what I wanted to get to on the last conversation with it. As you being a woman, how do you feel when you enter potential businesses like with another woman that y'all may not share similar business or work ethics? Do you think that who do you see yourself more of? And then I guess that can help me answer my question. Do you see yourself as
Bridget?
As a Bridget.
But I would not sign up to be more than just talent. Like I'm telling you, like if I'm signing up for a second podcast, bitch, I'm showing up and I'm doing that and I'm reposting things. I'm showing up and I'm reposting and that's all I'm giving you.
They said that's what Mandy said. Bridget wasn't even uploading. She said Bridget told her Wi-Fi wasn't good enough to upload from her place.
Upload? I'm not uploading things. Y'all are uploading the episode from the page. I am reposting. That's what I said. I'm showing up. I'm reposting.
But I'm saying with Bridget, if you was supposed to be an owner and the one thing they asked you to do was upload and you talking about you can't even upload?
Yeah, that's
of your
bullshit.
Wi-Fi?
That's bullshit. You're like, literally like, what was the reason?
You're not a serious person. Like for real. You're not a serious person. Like that shit is so bothering when like you have to really deal with that. And that's why I just completely understand Mandy so much. And I just want to say before I get to that point, do you feel like it's hard to adjust to a woman where you say you're Bridget, so you would be more wanting things to come to you? Do you think that's hard to adjust if you were working with a woman who wanted you to be more on the go? Do you feel like there would be a bumping of heads? Or?
Yeah, 100%, because I don't want to go.
So what if you even told her at one point, let's just say you did one of your saying things and you just told her, yeah, I want to be a boss in this with you too. Do you feel like there's still work that she should just be allocated to because she's more familiar with it? And you not really taking a real portion in that?
If I'm telling you I want you to teach me things, then obviously you're going to have to take the lead. Like I'm telling you that I want you to show me the way. Obviously you're going to have to lead the fucking way. That I feel like that goes without saying.
But do you think after 2 years?
2 years is a little much.
After 2 years and you're still not bringing anything else to the table, like
yeah, because after 2 years, then I should be able to take the lead. After
you should be able to upload.
Yeah,
like something at some point.
Yeah,
you should be able to call some of your friends to do a performance.
Yeah, because then if I'm not doing that, then I'm lazy, obviously, and then we're bumping heads.
So I just thought that was just really interesting, and again, I just understand when you have to deal with unserious people and they try to pretend like they're serious. That's the worst kind. People who try to pretend like they're serious and they're not, and then try
I've
to
been generally
then
unserious
try to
my entire
then try
life.
to talk to you like they're. I don't even want to get into it right now. Start getting triggered because that shit is annoying. Try to make it seem like they fucking. Okay, let's change the subject. Kim Kardashian.
Kardashian.
She's been taking a lot of heat lately. Apparently there was reports saying her and Odell Beckham were dating. She did a little interview where she talked
Oh, I
about.
forgot about that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't this was just them actually coming out. Like it was like the beginning of this month where the reports of them actually saying, "Hey, we're official" type thing. She ends up doing an interview where they talk about, her plans on having any kids in the future. Odell comes up and basically she implies that even if she has to financially incentivize it, she would like to have a child with Odell due to what she quote as genetics. When I heard that, I felt like that was buck breeding at the highest order.
Literally.
It was buck breeding. That's what it felt like, Kim. That felt like buck breeding.
You can't even carry the child no more yourself, so you're going to take your egg and you're going to take his sperm and then you're going to put it in another human.
Another probably black woman.
Probably, just so that you can get like a pretty baby that can run fast. You dumb fucking bitch. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
I feel
Like all of that silicone fucking went through your bloodstream and got to your brain and fucking deteriorated your brain matter. Cause what the fuck are you saying right now? Are you fucking serious? Like, I haven't liked the Kardashians in dumb long, but like once in a while they'll pull out a look and I'm like, ooh, bitch. Like, I don't like you, but like you be putting that shit on. But like, you always remind me of why I don't like you bitches. All of you are fucking dense.
So if she said this about a white man, would you feel like it was
same shit?
It would bother you same?
It wouldn't bother me the exact same because of the history of eugenics and buck breeding and all of the things that have happened with the black community specifically. So no, I wouldn't be as mad. I would still think you were specifically as stupid though. I would still think you were equally as stupid. But I wouldn't be as angry personally as a black woman.
I wouldn't feel as bad if she was actually putting her body on the line.
This bitch is stupid.
I wouldn't feel as bad if she was putting her body on the line.
She's not. She's putting somebody else's body on the line.
That's where I have the critique at. Where it's like, okay, if you was actually having a baby.
You want aesthetic babies and you want another bitch to push it out for you. Like, go ahead, baby.
You sure? Are you gonna let me?
I'm gonna let you. These bitches get me tight.
I mean, they're my girls, so I'm not gonna act like I'm a hater on them. I watch they show still every Thursday.
They are fucking dumb.
I like dumb women.
Kris Jenner is the smartest out of the bunch.
I mean, I don't like her that much. I like dumb women, so they my favorite.
Are you calling me fucking dumb?
I didn't say that, but what I was saying was I just feel like if she just would have, if she's the one who was going through the pregnancy, putting her body on the line, almost potentially, dying because of this, you can say whatever you want, honestly, about having somebody kid. You can't put it in another person and then be like, yeah, I want to keep bringing out the Kardashian line.
I need to know what this quote was.
Odell Beckham version. I mean, basically, she was just like, she thinks that Odell got great genetics and that they would have great looking kids and she would want them to have the kid even if she had to financially incentivize it. That's what she said.
She wants to pay this nigga for his fast running sperm.
Essentially. Because Kanye ain't producing no athletes. Let's be honest.
No.
That little short little nigga ain't producing real athletes.
He's producing kids with social anxiety.
Maybe got one with some good art talent, but they ain't no athletes.
They're definitely going to be trendsetters and they're going to be it girls, it boys, definitely. But they're not going to be running fast.
Yeah, that 40 time is definitely in the sixes, so I could definitely see that. But I just wanted I thought that was so fucking fucked up.
And at this point, the athletes are making more money than the music artists. The music artists are broke. All of them niggas is on tour dropping albums. Like, the money is drying up. You were right. Everybody's broke.
I tried to tell you.
Everybody is broke. Nicki Minaj is broke.
This nigga Odell don't even got a team right now.
He's not signed to anybody?
He signed with the Ravens, but they let him go this offseason.
Oh, is Odell like getting shitty?
He old, knees fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Nigga.
Apparently they
Oh.
broke up too.
I wanted to ask you this while we're on sports because LeBron, we talked about his podcast last episode. Do you think that he is trying to like slowly transition into his like after basketball career since he's starting the podcast now?
Yeah, I mean he's been doing that, but no,
He's been doing the podcast?
No, he's been doing transitioning stuff like with movies and stuff like that. But he said something at the end of this last episode that was so troubling to me. So the episode is wrapped up, and so this is just kind of like that end of show banter, and him and JJ are talking about wine, and he says, "JJ, I don't have any problem bringing the wine. I have tons of it. I just don't have anyone to drink it with."
Maybe Savannah doesn't drink.
That sounds like a lonely man. When you say I don't have anyone to drink it with, she could put water in her cup and you drink the wine with her.
I would hate if you did that if I was drinking. I'm drinking wine by myself. Regardless of if you're drinking water next to me, I'm drinking wine by myself.
That sounds like a hurt man. When I heard that, I was sitting there like, oh, shit.
Listen.
That nigga begged for that white boy to come drink wine with him.
You have spent these last 2 episodes trying to spread the narrative that there is trouble in the James household, and I am not having it because they are a pillar of black love.
I'm just saying. When I heard that, I said,
and they need to stay together.
When I saw that, I was like, damn, this like that over there? That nigga ain't got nobody he could pop Cristal with? That's sick.
Isn't Cristal champagne?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that.
It's just uncultured swine.
What does that say about you, though? You a real
I'm not attentive.
You're a pork eater.
I'm not attentive. And I don't pay attention.
Well, we can stay on sports real quick. Have you heard about the sports betting that's been going on?
Sports betting, like prize picks?
Nah, like niggas is betting while they playing in professional athletes.
The professional athletes are betting on the professional games?
So
First of all, if I'm a professional athlete and I'm betting I'm kicking you. I'm doing something.
What do you mean you kicking?
I'm taking you out the night before. I'm spiking your drink.
That's not how this works. So
you can lose.
That's not how.
No,
they're not. That's the thing about what's going on. So I'll get into that. That actually is the second person who we're talking about. So Shohei Ohtani.
No.
So he is.
The fuck is that?
He just signed with the Dodgers this past offseason.
Okay, and the Dodgers are what team?
L.A. Dodgers.
In
baseball.
which sports? Okay.
Baseball.
I'm like, what do they play?
I'm saying you don't know the Dodgers baseball? You from New
York?
No. They used to be the Brooklyn Dodgers. Whatever. So he just
Yankees
signed,
Mets.
He just signed as the pitcher for them. He was actually with the Los Angeles Angels, so he just went basically next door to the other team next door.
Mm-hmm.
But his interpreter had allegedly $4 million in gambling debt. And the story was so crazy because it started off and there was like Ohtani was paying off, just giving him money to pay off the debt. Like that's all it was. But he got caught up in some debt and nigga just paid off. And nigga was like, hold on. Who the fuck is giving you $4 million in credit to just gamble with? Nobody's doing that. Then it kind of comes out that this nigga is stealing money from the player and betting the money.
Mm-hmm.
Then it comes out again.
Oh my God. How many things came out?
Then it comes out, they try to clean up again, say, oh, that was just a misinterpretation. The whole time, the interpreter is the one saying all this. He's the one putting out all this information.
That was a misinterpretation, but he's the interpreter.
The interpreter. Yo, they said, Nick Wright was talking about this, right? He said they was having to try to get these documents and stuff to go through so that they knew Ohtani was up to date on what this whole conflict was. They sent it to the interpreter. The compromised nigga. Yo, Ohtani was, I believe Ohtani was a part of this.
Okay,
I don't think.
So where is Ohtani from? Like what?
He China.
Okay.
I think he China. Yeah, Chinese. He's a Chinese guy. Let me make sure if I sound racist.
A Chinese man and the
baseball.
You said base. Okay, makes more sense.
Baseball,
makes
yeah.
more sense. Makes
them
way
boys,
more
them
sense.
boys be. I think he might be. Hold on, let me make sure he's not Japanese. Are you Chinese or Japanese?
Japanese would also. I feel like the Japanese play more baseball than the Chinese.
Oh, he is Japanese.
Yeah.
Damn, call that nigga Chinese. Are you Chinese or Japanese? You know where that's from? King of the Hill.
Oh, I definitely don't know where that's from. That was way too Caucasian for me to consume.
Oh, well, I will stay on this. But yeah, so he's this joint is just crazy. This whole story has just been crazy. The type of money that's being talked about for the gambling is just that's the most shocking part. But I do think he was gambling. I'm gonna be honest with you. Them niggas like to gamble over there.
Yeah.
Like them niggas like to give it up. It was a nigga I went to school with who was an exchange student. They showed this nigga how to play spades. He was throwing all the money on the table. They used to clean this nigga out. I'm talking about not just little $20 games. They was hitting this nigga up for meal tickets.
Oh wow.
For swipes. This nigga was going hungry.
I can't get.
They
wrap
like
my
to
head around
gamble.
Gambling.
Them niggas like to give it up. Seeing this nigga calling back home. This nigga was Chinese. I remember hearing that nigga.
Oh my god.
That's what he did.
We gotta cut
That's
that
what
out.
the nigga did.
We have to cut that out.
That's what the nigga did. And then
Because that didn't sound. You sounded more like a mosquito than anything else.
That's what the nigga did.
Like this nigga
That's what
is
it
so
sounded like.
intensely racist towards the Asian community.
That's what it sounded like. And then next thing you know, he showed me he had money in his account and he was back at it. That nigga was ready. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
Bro, I hate this nigga so much.
I'm just telling you, that nigga was ready. He was about it. He was about it, yo. He was ready. I'm just saying. But there was another dude, too. So you remember we talked about Michael Porter Jr.?
Yes, I do remember that, man.
So his brother is involved in some stuff. So remember how you was talking about just taking somebody out the game? That ain't what these niggas is doing. These niggas don't bet like that anymore. Betting ain't just betting on the game anymore. You bet on an actual person and what they gonna do in that game.
Oh, so yeah, you bet on like how many rebounds
Points,
they're
yeah.
gonna get, points,
So-
cross turnovers. I said crossovers. Ah.
Hey, there's probably a bookie somewhere that will count the crossovers and let you fucking bet on that shit.
A
But
niche bookie.
yeah. So this nigga right here had 2 days, right, where he ended up playing, and he had tons of people. This is probably like when they said one of the higher bets of the night, where folks betting on him and all his unders. And it happened twice. It was irregularities, and they said both nights folks was winning stupid money off his ass. Where like he had to shoot 1-3, he came in the game, got hit in the eye, and he didn't shoot. So he ended up folks end up winning that, and then he had another game where the same where they did all his unders, and I think he aggravated something, and he ended up sitting that game out too. My thing was, I thought when you got hurt, they just waive. Like from my experience with betting this way, they usually waive it out. If you get hurt before the end of the game, you don't finish the game. They just
That doesn't count.
They just take the bet away.
So it only counts if like in the entire game they did this.
Or they didn't. They never left the game for injury.
Yeah.
That's how I've
That
always
makes
expected.
sense. I would put that clause in my shit if I was like a
What?
prize picks or whatever, so I could give less money to people.
But
so gotta play the whole game.
The thing is like with the type of money that he's making, you can see where it could be advantageous for him to do that because it don't seem like it's innocuous. Oh, if I don't shoot, who's going to really know that Jonte Porter didn't shoot a 3 tonight? Even though I was maybe wide open a few times
and didn't even attempt.
it. Like, who's going to really know that? Nobody's going to really pay attention to that. And I could probably make my game check twice over if I bet the right way. But I think a lot of these niggas is doing this. Like Kai Cenat.
So you think that they're...
I don't think players are doing this. I think there's a lot of people.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like players are doing this.
I think there's a lot of people who are associated with this sports gambling shit are doing this. I'll put one out there, and this is all alleged. Gilbert Arenas. You back on there again, Gilbert. You back on the show again. So Gilbert had a shootout, right? The whole shootout.
Like,
no, not. He brought the guns in the. He brought guns into the arena, right? Is that why you said that?
no.
Oh, that's what. I thought you
Not
knew that.
Ja Morant Sr.
No, well, he brought it. He brought it into the job. He brought guns into the locker room. Different type of nigga. Gilbert is my nigga though. But Gilbert Arenas, he's with Underdog. They have a shootout where they doing basketball shootouts. He had an over/under that he knew for 4 days before the shootout. His was 18. This nigga shot 12. You don't think it's some funny business going on with that?
There's definitely some funny business.
This is my theory, that the whole time they making it seem like it's a competition amongst them. Oh, I'ma beat you, I'm better than you. They talking shit for weeks about this to get everybody to bet the over. Cause they think these niggas really coming out here to shoot. And I think they had it set up for them to bet the under. So they end up just taking all the money from the people who was gambling, and then them and Prize Picks split it even, because that shit didn't make no sense.
You know what? That makes sense because Prize Picks does give all of these people who have endorsements, like they give them like allocations of money. They're not betting their own money.
Yeah, they're betting Drake. When
Drewski is coming out saying he made $1 million on Prize Picks, like he did not, like that was not money.
They don't even let you bet that much to do that.
That's crazy. But that wasn't. I was gonna let me finish before addressing how fucking crazy that is. But that's not his own money that he bet in the first place. Also, why are these niggas lying about that shit?
Because it's a scam. But no, because it's a scam. These niggas are finessing. Like, that's why I used to always laugh when Drake used to place his bets and show, like, nigga, that's not just your money. That's your money they're giving back to you.
Not only is that just your money, why are you lying about the amount of money that you're betting, though?
Because
what is the maximum? Do you think that, like, there's different, like, levels that they maybe let you bet more?
It's just certain numbers that kind of they allocate in a certain way that just relate better. Like Mr. Beast was talking about this. $10,000 looks better than $1,000 on a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just about when I'm pitching this to you, it just looks better if I say you won $1 million rather than $100,000.
Put the camera on you for that. I just scratched under my wig. Go ahead.
I'm leaving that part in there.
No,
scratch
but
under your wig.
No, you can leave me saying it, but don't leave me doing it.
But no, I just think that this is like, we gotta kind of expect this to happen. But you know what the problem is? Is that everybody who's in sports, because it's so tough to get $1 now, are a part of this. So nobody's going to compromise. Everybody's compromised, and nobody's going to talk real when it comes to sports gambling. What's its effect on the game? Who's being affected by it? Who's being negatively affected by it? No one's going to have the real conversation because they're in everybody's pockets. Even when I talk to Joe on Spaces, I asked him about, like, so
quick flex.
I asked him. I was like, so you don't feel like you are kind of compromised in a way where you're telling people to bet, but then you don't have no disclaimer on your product anywhere about it? And he gave me some mumble jumble about pick'ems and, this isn't gambling, this is pick'ems and all this other. He was giving me all the jargon. He was literally giving me all the jargon from
Is that not a type of gambling though?
It
it's
is,
just a different type of gambling. It's still gonna give you the same feeling if you're addicted to gambling, and it's still gonna cause the same thing at the end of the day. So the disclaimer still needs to be there.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like all that stuff is the chickens are gonna come home to roost to this. Everybody's chickens are coming home to roost. Diddy's, Kendrick's, and sports gambling betting is going to come.
And Drake's. Because this nigga
I'm not
just like gobbling Audrey dicks for some reason.
You are a disrespectful little somebody. You know that?
Yeah. When these cameras and these lights are on, like,
disrespectful.
You are less my husband, more my podcast partner, which means I can openly disrespect you way more than I regularly would.
I can't do that because then after the show, it's a conversation.
Because I'm emotional.
This little sensitive ass will be over there, start crying and shit, talking about, you're so mean to me.
I'm sensitive.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. But I just think that's going to be an interesting conversation to have, yo. Y'all niggas need to put them disclaimers out there, bro. They coming at you. And it's going to look real, real bad in the light. Hey, before we go to this next topic, your girl shouted out Danny.
Who was my girl? Lex? Drea?
Lex, yeah.
Oh.
She hold on, let me see if I can find her tweet. So Lex was saying, she said, I'm sorry, I love the mess. I've been watching the stop videos all day. It's giving Annie Cohen with podcasts.
Oh, I love that. Love Lex.
And then I said, who said the We Works couldn't get the baddies? That was our group name, We Work. So
okay.
If you're not part of it, you won't know. All right, man. We gotta get into this shit. About to be some light skin on light skin crime about to happen right now. I'm for real, yo. Like, this nigga, honestly, this little red nigga make me fucking sick. I'm tired of his ass. Cause this ain't the first thing. First, you let your bitch just walk all over you. talking crazy in the media, talking about
Why was she saying
missed
that?
she missed niggas coming at her and all this other shit. She hate that you a star. So first, that's crazy. Then you go out here and sign petitions against affordable housing
For people who make not even just poor people, just people who make like
these
minimum
like
wage.
yeah, these like no, this
It's like hard working
it's not even
mothers.
minimum wage. This is like niggas who are making like 80 to 100K type shit. Like I guess for California, it'd probably be like 100 to like 120 or whatever. But these niggas is like
That's not
moderately.
minimum wage for California.
I didn't say minimum wage. That's
for California.
no, I mean that you would hope it's your minimum wage, but shit, that's not. That's not the federal. I mean, that's not the state minimum wage. But that's like lower middle class people was, and even that's still a lot of money for lower middle class.
Yeah.
That's
sad.
what the housing was for. And this yellow ass nigga gonna sign a petition saying he ain't for it. He don't want it in his area. He don't want these folks. He want a fence build up so they can't see over. And now this motherfucker Steph Curry then teamed up with Seth MacFarlane to ruin one of my favorite IPs.
Temporary layoffs.
Good fucking times.
Easy credit rip-offs.
I don't think people understand
Hey, we
how important this
lucky
show
we
is.
got 'em.
All right, hold on. Not too much now. It's time to get serious. I
My
don't think
bad.
folks understand how important this show is. This show has always been very important to me.
Old ass nigga.
It's not even, I wasn't around when it first came out. I just watched the reruns on TV One when I was home, just like everybody else.
Cable having ass nigga.
Hey, good. We lived good over there, baby. But no, this show has meant so much to me just to see a black family who loved each other, who cared about each other, who put each other first. A show that addressed the systematic issues that caused their poverty. They didn't just sit there and blame the neighborhood for everything.
Mm-hmm.
They went and they talked about the systematic issues, the race issues that were going on in communities that led to what was going on in the projects at that time.
Mm-hmm.
This was a real show that not only made you laugh, it made you cry some episodes. It made you mad. I still hate Florida to this day because that bitch is the worst TV mom of all time. She's the worst.
He talks about it regularly.
She's the worst. Kept that family in poverty because of her weak ass morals.
Fuck
But
your morals.
At the end of the day, that show resonated with people because it was true. We may not have it all, but because we have each other, we gonna have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the beautiful part about this show. And you'll see that this fucking
That shit was a lie.
This-
If we're broke, we're gonna have a terrible time.
I mean, again, they're
But
talking about
continue.
it in the environment that they're at in that time, where
Yeah.
they can only make the best of what they have.
Terrible fucking time.
This shit here,
Bad
what they
time.
turned this into, is fucking a travesty. So they're doing an animated Good Times, executive produced by Steph Curry, Seth MacFarlane. There was another guy on there. What was the name?
Something Lear.
Yeah,
I
another
thought you
white
had
guy.
It. It's a very, very old white man.
Yeah, very niche white guy. And just to see what they've turned this into is just so fucking disgusting. So they have some of the elements in this new Good Times. Again, granted, it's animated. They have a baby who's selling drugs. A young black kid is selling drugs in his diaper.
It's not. It's literally a baby, not young black kid. It's a baby. It's fully a baby.
They also got essentially like the Dave Chappelle joke, where there was a baby on the corner selling crack.
Norman Lear.
Okay, yeah, that was the other guy who was the executive producer. They also got, what else they had? They turned the baby. They basically had him doing that, was selling drugs. The oldest son has been in 10th grade for 3 years. They
Yeah.
literally writing the mama to be some, obsessed for colored Jesus person. They got a scene in there where Jesus getting a phone call saying, "Hey, phone, new phone, who this?"
So yeah,
There's
let me pull it up.
another.
So it's
hold on,
right
hold on.
here.
Yeah, that was the scene with Jesus. There's another.
Jesus is black.
There's another scene that they had where they showed the supposed rival gangs shooting from building to building at each other, like it was a fucking super jail to show. Like they really out here turning this wholesome black show into a destructive propaganda machine.
Let me be the devil's advocate really quickly, because I did also watch the trailer for this. And then before this specific scene, of the gang shooting at each other, there is a scene of like basically FBI with wheelbarrows of guns, like running the guns into the building. So maybe they didn't. I'm hoping this is like my black hope that they didn't show the nuance of like them showing like how the drugs got into the neighborhood and how the guns got into the neighborhood. And you said that Good Times focused on like the systematic problems. So maybe hopefully this show will focus on that more, and they just didn't put that in the trailer because that's not fun and it's not funny and it's not going to catch people that much. But they did put that one little part did give me like a little bit of hope that maybe this would be like the original Good Times and would focus on like why the projects are the way they are.
No,
instead of just like caricaturizing the people who do live in the projects.
I will say this. Carl Jones is the creator of the show. He worked on the Boondocks. He worked on The Last OG, Black Dynamite.
So like very satirical.
Freaknik the Musical. I don't know if you remember Freaknik the Musical.
No, I don't know. We should have watched Freaknik on Hulu.
Yeah, we
because it came out.
But Freaknik the Musical was with T-Pain. He was voicing the ghost of Freaknik.
Okay, so if he's
He
what,
also
the producer?
he also was a executive producer on Young Love.
Okay.
The show with Issa Rae, the animated show you didn't like, Issa Rae show.
It's just because it wasn't for my age demographic at all. I didn't like the way it was timed. But the fact that he's in the mix, and then just I'm really,
that's the only reason I'm gonna give it a chance, and why I'm gonna watch it is because of him.
That and that one scene of the government like running the wheelbarrow of guns into the black community.
Ooh.
Like I'm hoping that there is some type of like explanation and nuance and everything behind what we think is like terrible. The baby selling drugs, the kid being in 10th grade for 3 years. Like hopefully there's a reason systematically that actually happens in Black America that explains all of these things, and it's just eye-opening instead of just like caricaturizing and making fun of people who live in the projects.
Steph Curry, if you don't have any of these elements on there, you are going to be labeled the biggest coon on the planet.
I don't like the lineup of people who are producing it. Like, I don't like that Steph Curry, is his mom white?
Steph Curry, no. She's light-skinned too. But that family's so fucked up. His mama with a white man. Remember that? I don't know if you heard about his mama and his daddy end up basically switching partners with another white couple after they divorce.
Oh, so his mom is with a white man and his dad is with a black woman?
And that white and black woman were once married. That white and white woman and white man were once married to each other.
Oh, goddamn. Messy. We need to get
real.
into that.
That's old, though. I don't know if they still even dating now, but that was definitely old. But no, like I was saying, the one thing about this is, and I guess a lot of people will jump to the Boondocks when they talk about the criticism. The Boondocks, they had a message with what they were doing. Kind of like 100%. What you were saying. Like, even if you pulled a nigga moment where they had the two niggas shooting at each other and they didn't kill each other after the nigga moment happened. Like, there was messages and symbolisms and hyperbole taking place. There was parody and satire being done. This here,
Boondocks was beautifully done.
To take this IP and turn Boondocks into Bebe Kids, Steph Curry, you gonna have a lot to answer to.
From what the trailer looks like, that's what it looks like right now. We're gonna take this clip up and we're gonna clip it up from when we actually see it, and we'll see if there's an actual difference in what the trailer looks like and what the show looks like. Steph, you being the only black,
they got your ass.
Black.
They put your black ass name top of everybody.
Yeah. I don't like that. And I hope that, like, as a black man with a black mother, you advocated for what the actual black experience is. I don't know what your life was like. I don't know if you actually felt it. I didn't really actually feel it.
His dad was a fucking NBA player. He was fucking
okay, you
privileged
didn't feel
as
it.
fuck.
You didn't feel it. You didn't feel it. As I did not. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm holding out hope before we see this.
I'm not a believer. Like I said, this feel like the dude who laughed at the white boy saying nigga. Like, this is what it feel like. Like you was the black kid who was laughing with the white boys that was saying nigga.
This just reminds me of the quiet on set thing of the the kids selling the drugs, like the like that skit, like it's just unnecessary.
Like I just think when we do projects and things like that, we have to be really mindful. And for that trailer to focus so much on the negativity when that wasn't what Big Good Times was about,
it's
just a fucking problem.
That's exactly how I feel about the Society of the Magical Black Negro or whatever that movie is.
At least that wasn't an old IP though. Like this is an IP that we knew.
I do still want to go see that because I feel like since the cast came out and said that this isn't what we think it is and blah blah blah, and there's more, they said that there's more nuance to the whole idea and whatever. I do want to see it, but I feel like that gives the same vibe. Like the trailer was it focused so much on like the shock factor that it didn't give us the full picture, and now we're just mad and we just don't want to watch it.
I hate when actors say that because all the surmises into one scene where everybody's questioning what's going on, but nobody stands on anything. That's what it's all going to come down to. I'm pretty sure when we watch it, it's going to be one scene where it's going to be slightly a deep moment.
Has
that
it come
doesn't,
out?
Yeah, it's been out in theaters. It did trash in theaters. Nobody fucking went to go see that shit.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, so obviously it didn't. It doesn't have any nuance or anything in the because we would have heard about it by now.
No, it's not. Like I said, the nuance is probably one particular scene where they have some heartfelt race discussion that surmises in everybody just has to be better. That's literally what it comes down to. Nobody's gonna hold anybody accountable, and that's just the fucking problem with all this. Like I said, Steph Curry, if you ruin this beloved IP for me, I will fire your ass up on this show every fucking day.
Nicole Byer is one of the main characters in the American Society of Magical Negro, so that's how I know it's not funny at all. She is fucking terrible, bro. Terrible, bro. Like terrible.
Risa Tisa.
That wig's sitting on her head like a helmet, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about her looks. I'm talking about the fact that her comedy is not up to par at all. Ever.
It's not holding weight. My bad.
You saying that because she big back?
Yeah. Listen, you called her a big bag. You could have just said heavy set. You didn't care about her feelings at all.
Because she's a heavy set woman.
She's a brick house. And I'm making it all hang out. She's a...
So I was Googling the American Society of Magical Negroes, and the black character from that Pixar movie Soul.
He came up?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Obvious. Like, he was very much a magical Negro, though.
But that's that's JB Smoove, ain't it? Wasn't that who that?
Yeah.
That? He's going to be the voice of JJ in the...
No, JB Smoove generally is typecasted as the magical Negro.
Oh, I was just going to say
the voice.
He's going to be JJ in the Good Time show.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be the voice of JJ.
I feel like he has a coon voice.
Let's get into these serious topics real quick before we get out of here.
There were serious topics?
Yeah, man. We had the Russia attack. RIP to those people who lost their life in Moscow.
Oh, yeah. The Maryland Bridge collapse.
It was Baltimore Bridge.
Oh, Baltimore Bridge collapse.
Francis Keys, which is a major bridge that was collapsed due to an accident with a cargo ship.
I ran
felt
into
so bad.
one of the medians, like one of the load-bearing thingies, and first of all, why the fuck? Why was that ship that close to that thing? That it wasn't supposed. You were supposed to go under the arches, sir. Under the arches. Why were you close to either of those things?
Like I said,
I don't drive
theories.
ships, but I feel like it goes slow. It goes real slow in one direction, and like it takes a while to turn it in the other direction. Why did you not realize that it was going in? I don't know.
Anything else you want to talk to the people with before we let them go?
I saw this video on the interwebs. It might have died down about now a little bit, but I still feel very passionately about it. There was this like older gentleman, and he was at the Whataburger, and there were these two ladies, and they were telling him, he was like, "I ain't fresh." He was like, "I ain't fresh," and they were like, "Nah." And you could, in his face, I feel like, I don't want to say like, I get very emotional when I see things and I see that like people probably feel bad. So his face change and like his whole demeanor changed, and I was like, y'all really like fucked with his confidence. Like he really stepped out thinking that he was fresh, and then y'all fucked with his confidence and said that he wasn't. And I was like, why do you guys have to be so unnecessarily unpleasant? Why do you have to be so mean for no goddamn reason? Like if Unc asking you if he fresh, be like, yeah, Unc, you fresh. Like especially if he's like a little bit older, yeah, you got that shit on. Like it doesn't hurt you to just make somebody feel good real quick. I have an update. Unc got a whole Facebook page. He has brand deals now. Like, he's making money off of this. He said that he's going to make sure that his brand is spreading positivity and making people feel good. And now he's, like, financially benefiting off of, like, one moment that had him feeling, like, embarrassed and insecure. So I absolutely love that for him. And as somebody who used to be, like, made fun of, like, that original video triggered me a lot. And I literally almost cried when I saw that video because I was like, bro, why do y'all have to be so mean for no reason? Like, in this man's face, it costs nothing to be gentle and nice. It costs absolutely nothing. So, yeah, that made me really sad. And then the whole turnaround and everyone, like, supporting him and being positive on the internet made me really happy. So that's like a little bit of hope core for y'all. That's something I've been getting into on TikTok, hope core.
I think that this had to be probably one of the most controversial things not controversial, hypocritical things that we've done on the podcast. We literally kick niggas back in all the time, and now you was upset because a nigga got his back kicked in.
He didn't really like people. They were just making fun of him for no reason.
Kicking his back in
because I thought like he was coordinated. He wasn't like unfly.
He wasn't fresh, yo. Just keep it a bean, yo. He looked like an old nigga who was selling nickel bags.
He looked like an old fresh nigga, like for his
fresh.
age.
He had clean clothes on. Okay, that shit wasn't fresh.
He was coordinated.
That's all it was. Wasn't fresh.
I feel like them bitches were unnecessarily mean, and then like I don't know.
Studs. Studs got better gear than most normal guys, so they can call us not fresh. Gay bitches can dress.
Yeah, honestly.
So I wasn't mad. Once I saw it was a gay bitch, she wasn't really, that fresh, but
no, because the gay bitches
when you can
just
wear
be looking
jeans,
like nothing sometimes.
When you can wear jeans without a dick, it just look better. Cause your bulge be in there. Sometimes it don't sit right. Like sometimes you gotta get a bigger pair of jeans for your dick. So it's like
big bulge.
I'll be looking at the studs. I'm like, dang, he ain't got no dick in there. Like them pants is fitting comfortably.
I cannot.
I'm just saying, ain't no dick in there.
That's all I wanted to say about that. I'm glad Mr. I Ain't Fresh is now a public figure on Facebook that has over like 150,000 likes.
That's sick.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. I follow that man.
Like sexless marriages or long-term relationships, and we assume that it's always the woman's fault. That is often the case, but it's definitely not always the case. Sometimes guys can lose their sexual attraction to their wives, not because they get old or they gain a bunch of weight or they stop putting effort into their appearance, but because they love them.
What do you mean by that?
They call this the Madonna whore complex in psychology. It's like, it's actually hard
in
psychology? Take somebody that you love, not just the body, like the person inside the body that you love and cherish and care for, and bend her over and f her hard. It's really hard to do that. It's really hard to do that to the mother of your children and your sacred wife. Do you understand? It can be. and so what I'm saying is that like they kind of have to have this switch in their mind where sometimes they have to be able to just objectify a woman in order to bend her over and give it to her real good.
Okay. In psychoanalytic literature, this is from Wikipedia, so take this with a grain of salt. A Madonna whore complex is the inability to maintain sexual arousal within a committed, loving relationship. First identified by Sigmund Freud, who called it the psychic impotence. It is a psychological complex that is said to develop in men who see women as either saintly Madonnas or debased whores. You niggas have no nuance in which you see women. Absolutely none.
Well,
There's something wrong with y'all from the beginning of time up until now, and that's what I take from this.
Well, you don't think about the conditioning that goes on with it, because like I was like when he really said it, I really kind of thought about it. I was like, okay, I can understand where when you're having sex with women, for the most of your life, like a majority of your life, you're not looking at these women like, oh, I'm about to have a real life connection with you. Like, it's just a sexual experience that you having with women after women after women. So then when you get with a woman that you actually value or prize, in your brain, I don't want to treat you the same way that I treated other women that I did not give a fuck about. So the one distinction would be not fucking you like that.
Let me read the causes. Freud argued that the Madonna whore complex was caused by a split between the affectionate and the sexual currents in male desire. Oedipal and castration anxiety fears prohibit the affection felt for past infectious objects from being attached to women who are sensually desired. The whole sphere, the whole sphere of love in such persons remains divided in the two directions personified in art as sacred and profane.
You know,
so women can only, like, because of how we've been portrayed for so long, could only be sacred or profane. And if you break that down, if you think of every man thinking of women as just sacred or profane, a lot of these podcasts and all these things make so much sense because they view us. There's no gray areas for how men view us. They only view us as these two very dramatic differences, right? One end or another. We're not. It takes all of the humanity and like your personal experiences or whatever out of the equation. You're either an angel or you're a nasty, dirty whore.
Well, I mean, it comes to that we haven't changed the expectations for each other.
Do you, like, when you are initially, obviously you didn't see me as a nasty, dirty whore because you wouldn't have married me, right?
I mean, yeah, that wasn't something that would have been appealing to me.
So do you think that this is something, because like we're married, do you have a hard time bending me over and giving it to me hard? This is something that we can talk about.
I mean, we can if you want to. I mean,
yeah, no. Do you have trouble doing that?
There are some things in my head that didn't come with other women that I was doing it with. Yeah, there's like certain things where it's like this doesn't necessarily feel like I'm putting you in a higher light than other women.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, it does.
So you feel like respect. What do you feel? Do you feel like you're respecting me more during sex?
It's respecting you because you're saying that you want to do it. But in regards to my ideal of purity of someone, of sex, sex tarnishes it. It's like a canvas. When you put something on the canvas,
but you also
the canvas
want to have sex with me all the time too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So what? Like, I'm just trying to understand. That seems like a conflicting.
Yeah, it is. So you have to kind of work, like you said, you have to kind of turn off a portion of your brain because your logic is telling you to go this way.
Oh.
So you have to kind of ignore that feeling in a way and in that thought process and kind of recalculate your brain to be like, that's just not what this is. This is just a different kind of experience and you can't really associate it with what you've had beforehand.
What my question is in his specific like Madonna whore complex is that,
can we also note that Sigmund Freud thought all men wanted to fuck their moms too?
Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Let's not just take Sigmund Freud as like the end all be all as of like psychology, and then also like he was very based in whiteness also. So
that's what I'm saying. So we can't take everything, but I can get what the dude was saying, where it's like, if I let's just get a little graphic. If I face fucked girls that I could give a fuck about what they did afterwards and left, like I could barely, I don't even know their middle names. I don't know what I say. When I face fuck a girl that I really like, it's going to do something in my head. It was like, why
did you let me do this?
Yeah. That's all. It's just like a thing that you kind of have to, work through your own self. That's all. And to a degree, you can think that the oversexuality affects men like that in that way. Because I'm pretty sure if a guy is a virgin or doesn't have many partners and he gets with the girl and they get long-term married, he probably doesn't have those things that affect him in that manner.
I was really trying not to forget my question during your what you were saying. Based off of the Madonna whore complex, right? is there not a choice to not fuck your wife like a whore? Like, is there not a choice of having like romantic,
but that's what he's saying.
sensual, emotional sex that has nothing to do with debasing your wife, and you can give it to her without defaming her? Is that not a thing? Have you never had sex with me specifically, right? Like us, because I think this is so interesting. Have you never had sex with me and felt like you were giving it to me, but not like whoring me out? Like, this was like,
I just think when you think about the language that we use for sex and the way that we kind of have a discussion with it, like beating it up, all that, like it all debases. It's a violent act. It's a certain
for the women,
slut me out. Like it's all a vile, degenerate act.
It's
the
like,
way that we frame it.
Sex in general is like a man conquering you.
Yeah, for the most, like I've had friends who I know when I talk to them, you don't enjoy sex for the actual feeling of sex. You enjoy sex because of what it brings to the people around you. And I never really realized that until like one time.
For the women around you?
No,
Like,
to the men around you.
oh, okay.
To the men, to the acknowledgement of the
like,
men
what?
around. I never really noticed it until like I had a homeboy when I was in college, and he saw a girl that I had slept with, and he was my roommate. He told a bunch of dudes that I slept with her, and she was very attractive. So when these niggas came around me the next
bragging
time,
on somebody else's dick is crazy. Shut up, you non-pussy getting ass nigga. I know you
he wasn't.
fuck
No, he wasn't.
no bad bitches.
Nah, he got bitches too. It was
No,
just he was
there's
just
no way.
He was just saying he's seen her and just said it to his other homeboys. Was like, oh that's my roommate. He hit that like, and they was like, God. And then next time they came around me, they was different niggas. They talked to me differently. They addressed me a certain way, kind of differently. I was that nigga to them because I had smashed a girl that they thought was super attractive.
The equating that to like women stuff is like when you tell girls that like your nigga is doing stuff for you, like
He's buying you things.
He's paying for
just
things.
say money. Yes, he has money. He's spending it. He's generous.
He's spending it because him having money and not spending it means nothing.
Yeah, he's generous with his money. That's all it really means.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought it was interesting when I saw that.
Let me tell a really quick story about this specific thing. I have a client that I have been working with.
You definitely sounded like a whole prostitute when you said that.
Oh no, I work in luxury. I work in luxury retail. So I have a client that I've been working with. He's been a client of mine for several brands now. I've moved brands. So he's a personal shopper. He has a client that he takes into my boutique now. And then I told him that like I don't pay no bills. My husband takes care of everything. Like I don't really worry about anything. And then he brought the client and he was like, tell her what type of lifestyle you live, sis. And I was like, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. He was like, tell her how you don't pay no bills. And I was like, oh, that's what you mean. I was like, yeah, my husband takes care of everything. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know that, like, of course that is a flex. But I was like, I didn't know that you wanted me to say that in front of other people. But that's a thing for real.
Yeah, I mean, if you exploiting a man is a point for you. A man having either multiple women or women at his subjugation is a flex for him.
Yeah.
An attractive woman, not no big woman, because there's a lot of big women who gonna cook clean for you. If she is an attractive woman that's going to submit herself for you, that's a flex for men.
I went to dinner with my friend and I literally had to explain to her that my husband is not fat phobic.
She commented on our post, right? That was the one that said interesting.
Yeah.
Take.
I was like, the woman was coming at working men and he is very passionate about like unions, livable wages, things of that nature. And that's why he was so passionate about that. He was not coming at this girl just because she was fat. She just happened to be fat while shitting on something that he was very passionate about. And she understood it. But like, I knew that having a podcast with a man, regardless of what relationship I had with that man, uncle, cousin, father, husband, I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed at some point or another. And it happened. It happened like episode 23.
Well, that's funny that you said that too, because that's how my second temptation happened within the same day. Remember I told you somebody knocked on the door while I was working?
Yeah.
Young girl.
That was literally the universe testing you.
Young girl with a septum pierce. I'm home alone too, mind you. And she's coming here talking about minimum wage increases. I'm like, oh, Lord, this is a trap. This is a trap. Let's get out of here. But I think we can wrap this up here. It was a good
yeah,
show.
I feel like it was a really
We
good
got
show.
personal into our relationship.
That's always good. I feel like people like that.
We'll see.
eventually.
We'll clip it up. We never clipped
When
it up
we-
and did it though.
No, this is stuff that people will like when we get to like episode 300 and we have a huge following and they just want to like get to know us on a deeper level. They gonna have to go back because we go stop telling them as much personal shit
Nah,
when
I'll
we
probably
get bigger.
I'll start telling more honestly.
And I'm gonna leave.
We'll put it. We'll just put somebody else here with your wig on, with one of your wigs on. All right, let's wrap this up, man. Life is a labor of love, so let's keep building together. And remember, your job is not your family, and the only thing you should exploit are these corporations. Talk FNF TV. We are out of here.
Bye.
We'll be back next week.
Follow
Like-
us.
Oh.
I do that part.
Do it then.
Follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok if it exists, Instagram. And subscribe, like, all that. Leave a comment. We love you. Bye.